Well, welcome inside to John Miller Field. It's the ISC World Tournament. This is the Legends Championship, the 50-plus division on the ISC network. Joe Todd, Blair Setford, and Joe Todd, these guys really are the legends. There are some ISC Hall of Famers out on the field. There are some guys who are legends in the game that are still playing at 50-plus years old. They still play a good brand of ball. It's a little slower,
but great to see them still playing. That's the key point. When you stop, you're stopped.
At the plate, it's the CR Brewers from Vancouver, Washington, out in the Pacific Northwest. They won the Legends Championship back in 2021 in Eldridge in Iowa. And out in the field are the Sudbury RELICS, who won the Legends, Joe Todd, in 2018 in Kitchener, and then in 2022, last year in Moline. And that's a high hopper up to the screen. And out on the board is a legend in Newfoundland and Labrador softball, Ward Goss. He has done everything there is to do in Newfoundland. He's won an ISC2 championship with the Parry Sound Hawks. He's won a couple now of Legends championships. He's been an MVP. He's been a top pitcher. He's been a leading hitter, most RBIs, has done it all in this division. And when I talked to Ward Goss about this division, we're going to set the lineups in a minute, but when I talked to Ward Goss about playing in the Legends division, you know what he talks about? The camaraderie and the friendships between all the players. Yeah, they're competitive and they all want to win, but it is the off-the-field relationships that they sustain. And you make a lifetime of friends in this game, and it's the ability to sustain that through into your 50s and beyond in the case of some guys that are around, and good on them for continuing to play the game we all love.
And great friendships, even amongst the different players on the different teams. You'll see them all after a game having a beer, sharing a beer.
Well, I don't know about sharing a beer,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Having one.
Sharing a good time.
Yeah, there you go. Sharing a good time. Don't want anybody sharing.
No.
Unless it's from a pitcher.
John Melchior now at the plate, catcher for the CR Brewers.
Yeah, leading off was the left fielder, Brian Kanasheg. John Melchior, and here's a guy who I can remember John Melchior playing several years ago, like back in the early days of ISC2, and he lines this one out to the center fielder, Mark Pothier.
Second baseman, Randy Potskin.
But all the way back to the days of the Ashland Merchants.
He ran a long way for that ball. Good range.
Well, Mark Pothier, one of the top players in this Legends division, won an MVP award a few years back with Ohio Battery.
Randy Potskin is having a tournament, 7 for 18 with 2 home runs. Now at the plate.
Well, there's a little excuse me check swing foul. There were 16 teams in the Legends division. There were more that wanted to get in. And we just literally didn't have the capacity for them. There's 3 diamonds that were in play here this week when the schedule was set. And that was all the capacity that we had for in the Legends division. And for the teams that didn't get in, apply next year, apply early, because we will have the diamond capacity at Softball City in Vancouver, in Surrey, British Columbia.
I wonder how Randy is related to Nicholas Potskin, who won the top batter in the IC2 a couple of years ago, didn't he?
He did,
In Kitchener?
and I'm sure there is some type of relationship there.
I think there's another Potskin, too.
Well, there was an Evan Potskin, Randy Potskin. There have been a number of, and this is a native Canadian family, and they are in the Native Canadian Championship that was just held 2 weeks back. It is a tradition in that family. And it's great to see Randy carrying it on in the Legends division.
Both these teams have 5 wins, no losses. coming into this game.
Defensively for the Sudbury Relics, Terry Chalice, ISC Hall of Famer, is out in left field. Mark Pothier, Joel Belanger in right field for the Relics. Ground ball in the infield, Glenn Ormsby up and over to first base for the second out. Glenn Ormsby, Randy Bell, Pat McIntosh, Kelly Wenstrom, who has been playing Legends since its inception, Jill, way back in 2011. Ward Goss, Craig Crawford, another legend of the game in the Waterloo Sports Hall of Fame back in Ontario. Rod Good is the designated runner for the Relics. Here's our good friend Rich Haldane, who, just because he has 4 minutes of spare time, is playing in the Legends division. He's the vice president for the World Tournament in the ISC. That means he's in charge of the World Tournament. Has done a magnificent job here this week rescheduling games around all of the rain that we had on Monday, again on Thursday, moving teams around, working in conjunction with Darren Derricks, head of the host committee and the proprietor here at Circle Tap, to make sure the right teams are on the right diamonds at the right time. It's a challenge, and I know some teams were grumbling that they had to play late. That's what happens when weather happens. Can't control the weather. Two hopper out to short. Randy Bell will flip to first for third out of the inning. Nothing across other than the walk for the Brewers, the top of the first. We'll go to the home half. Sudbury Relics coming to the plate.
Whether you want to improve your grip in wet conditions or just to find the control you've been looking for, the Gorilla Gold Grip Enhancer has become the most recommended name in softball and in every sport where grip plays an important role. Gorilla Gold is the only grip enhancement approved by the ISC, ASA, and NCAA.
My name is Michael Holobradek. I'm from Czech Republic, playing for Hill United Chiefs, and I'm using Gorilla Gold.
My name is Pablo Miglievaca from Argentina, and for every game I use Gorilla Gold.
Hola, mi nombre es Samuel Villalbazo, pitcher de la Selección de México, y en todos mis juegos uso Gorilla Grip.
Hi, I'm Adam Folkard, I play for the Hill United Chiefs from Australia, and I've been using Gorilla Gold my whole life. My name's Jack Vesco from Australia, and I can't pitch without Gorilla Gold.
Gorilla Gold, the feel for the game.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with two of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning, and stay tuned. At the end of this one, we will bring you the Legends Awards ceremony. Keith Erkenbrack doing a great job being the tournament director for the Legends division, wrangling all these 16 teams. And Joe, it's a challenge getting rosters in from some guys who like to think that they can still mail in rosters. Randy Bell on deck. You should be on the other side. Yes, there you go. That one off the bat of Mark Pothier just about took out his teammate.
Mark Pothier, 7 for 18 so far.
Yeah, Keith Erkenbrack was just here in between innings, said he's looking at several of the Sudbury Relics players for that leading hitter award that we'll hand out at the end. Mark Pothier, Randy Bell, Terry Chalice, Glenn Ormsby in the 4 spot, Kelly Wenstrom, Pat McIntosh, Ward Goss, bat 7, Craig Crawford 8, and Joel Belanger in the 9 spot for the Sudbury Relics. Defensively for the CR Brewers, Brian Kanishig, Greg Morgan, and Adam Gonzalez, left to right across the outfield. Eddie Arnall, Larry Machado, Randy Potskin, Rich Haldane around the horn on the infield. Craig Snyder is on the board. John Melchiori behind the plate.
The umpires for today's game behind the plate, Steve Corvo, first base Gary Johnson, and third base Tom Keller.
Joe Todd McCabe, our Canada West Commissioner and Canadian VP here in the ISC, he points out that Evan Potskin played for Team Canada in the late 90s and early 2000s as Mark Potier chases one upstairs for strike 3.
Shortstop, Randy Bell.
Randy Bell to the plate. Great career out in Western Canada. Want to say hello to Jason Wright, who is watching out in the beer tent.
That's not fair, Jason.
Nick is Randy's son, so there you go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Running through for a slap. A little old school.
Yeah.
We must be near the end of the tournament, Joe Todd, because I just saw Mark Loritz sit down, and I haven't seen him stop all week. Mark Loritz is the operations head here at Circle Tap. He makes sure everything is running perfectly. Heads up the grounds crew, heads up the maintenance crew. High hopper over to third. Good pick over there at first by our good friend Rich Haldane. Eddie Arnall with a throw across for second out of the inning. Everything here at Circle Tap all week long, Joe Todd, has just been magnificent. They've got crews coming around that are literally taking garbage out of the hands of people in the stands and collecting it up. They were going around with the beer wagon the other day. And yes, I do want to remind everybody the ISC championship game will come up at 7 p.m. scheduled start time. We're going to have this championship game, the awards ceremony, and then we will bring you the last game of the week, the ISC championship game. New York Gremlins and Bear Creek Express. The Express, the home team, by virtue of being the undefeated team. Gremlins will be on the first base dugout.
Game number 70 of 70.
Little flare on the infield, barehanded by the shortstop. Larry Machado throws out the 3-batter, Terry Chalice. Fellow Leaf fan, Terry Chalice. Through one complete, scoreless. CR Brewers, the Sudbury Relics, a battle of the most recent champions here in the ISC Legends Division.
Does your game need work? Want to get better every game? Every at-bat? You need Lumberjack Sports. Focusing on exceptional quality and providing players with reliable, long-lasting product, Lumberjack Sports brings you in-game equipment and off-field workout gear, designed and tested by top fastball player Nick Shales. Learn from the best. Play like the best. Check out lumberjacksports.ca to put your game over the top.
Greg Morgan is leading things off for the CR Brewers. Joe Todd, two things struck me in the warm-up for the Sudbury Relics. Number one, Craig Crawford still is a hose down to second base.
Just a great arm.
And number two, surely in his collection of catcher's equipment, Craig Crawford has got something red or black that is on brand for the Sudbury Relics. He's out here in royal blue stuff. Come on, Craig.
Yeah.
It's got to be a fine. Out to the shortstop, Randy Bell, across.
Great
and they
play.
retire Greg Morgan.
Shortstop, Larry Machado.
Good range.
Yes.
That's a big high hopper. Got to go over to his right. Makes the throw on the run. That's how it's done. Randy Bell. Good defensive play.
Larry Machado, 6 for 16 so far.
You can get some big numbers in this Legends division, too. Guys get on a roll here, and they just knock the ball out onto the grass. Chases downstairs.
You know, the game that I watched the other day before the ISC2 championship game, the score was 5-3 going into the 7th inning, and the final score ended up 14-5.
Well, you must have been thrilled about that.
Yes.
That was our good friends on the Waterloo Jack Slammers that ran up the score on you, I think, too,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's all right.
Ontario boys.
Good friends, and everybody is having a good week here at the ISC World Tournament. 5 out of the 6 teams, Joe, from our Canada East region into the playoffs. Sudbury surviving through the top side of the bracket. Bunt, and they'll get the out at first as Adam Gonzalez forgot he's supposed to run to the orange side of the bag. Sean Vandeval. I remember Sean playing for the Pueblo Bandits.
Yeah, that's what I do too, yeah.
Chopper in the infield. Randy Bell over again and makes a strong throw. Some ground balls and some good defense out there by the Relics from Sudbury. Go to the home half of the second. Still looking for the first run in this one.
Glenn Ormsby, the batter, third baseman for Sudbury. Glenn, 10 for 16.
Well, Glenn, or Spike, as he was known in his playing days, from the Vancouver area in British Columbia, where we're going to be for next year's ISC World Tournament. Spike was the MVP of the Legends Division, Joe, if you remember back at our Canada East qualifier, which Sudbury won.
Yep.
They beat the Waterloo Jack Slammers in that one. That one is well hit out to left center, but out there making a good grab up against the fence. Greg Morgan.
Great
he showed
range.
some good wheels going down to first, too. So, good range. Hits it well, goes down and gets it.
He went a long way for that ball.
And then out on the track and into the fence. That's a good catch out there. Greg Morgan for the CR Brewers. One of the OGs, Joe Todd, in the Legends division, Kelly Wenstrom. Still swinging it.
I think a bee came around Kelly. Ooh, that one would have hit the mascot.
Did it hit the camera is my question.
No, it hit the top bar, the bar
Hit
above the camera.
It? Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Kelly fouls that one off. Went around, says first base umpire Gary Johnson.
Second baseman, Pat McIntosh.
Pat McIntosh will step in.
Pat's from Saskatoon, isn't he? If I remember right.
I think so.
I remember when we went to Prince Albert, he was up there almost every day.
Yeah, I think so. He and brother Keith is in Saskatoon with the Twos organization that Donnie Atkinson is with and Dean Holine. And yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Yep. I remember the 2015 Pat and one other person put on a good little softball clinic for kids under 12 or 14, and like they had great instructional clinics out there that week. It was a couple of days they did it. It was really popular.
Well, Pat was twice All-World in 1999 and 2005 with Houston the first time and the Saskatoon Black Sox the second. Lifts this one up in the air to right field and coming on to make the basket catches. That got held up in the wind, Joe, and started to get blown back. Adam Gonzalez makes the basket catch, and he and Greg Morgan are going to go laugh about that. They'll make their way back to the CR Brewers dugout. Scoreless through 2. It's the ISC Legends Championship game.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mattiosi. could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making a suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Well, Joe Todd, a pitching change for the Sudbury Relics. Trevor McCabe into pitch. Left-hander. Originally from Nova Scotia. I think he lives out west now. He's the brother of our ISC VP Canada, Todd McCabe. Drops down a bunt and a beauty. Wenstrom flips it and barehanded. How about that from
Great
Pat
play.
McIntosh? That's some snazzy D out there, boys. Good for you. Kelly Wenstrom comes and gets that, realizes that nobody else had a shot at it, and then Pat McIntosh barehands it. That's a great play. Watch this on the replay. You see Wenstrom realizes he's got to go get it, flips it backhand, and a great play all the way around. Good job, fellas. Play of the day candidate.
Yes. Softball Premier TV candidate.
Craig Crawford completely missed that one, and it catches our umpire, Steve Corvo. Croft immediately turned. Sorry, man, you okay? It's probably better that it was Trevor McCabe and not Marco Diaz. Three and two count. Punched out on the infield. Randy Bell, who's already had several chances. Joe makes another. Flawless out there.
Fourth play for Randy Bell.
We're back to John Melchiori in the order. John was always an intense player. A couple of years in this division with Ohio Battery. Three and one, the count to Melchiori. And that gets fouled off the screen. So we'll run it up to a full count. Not much offense, Joe, so far, given some of the scores that we've seen through the Legends division the last couple of days. I'm a little bit surprised.
No, I think we got two good pitchers here, too.
Oh, a dive for it over there by Glenn Ornsby and up and over. Some good defense being flashed by the Sudbury Relics. They put up another 0 in the top of the third. We'll go to the home half. Relics coming up to the plate.
New York Gremlins congratulate our own Dr. Bob Neidick on his induction to the ISC Hall of Fame as this year's recipient of the Bob Welby Memorial Recognition of Service Award. Dr. Bob is a 4-time ISC World Champ, winning his first 2 titles with the Kitchener River Shark Twins in 2008 and 2009. His second 2 came with us in 2018 and 2019, and he says, we're not done. Bob started in the game when he was 17 in Pennsylvania and played in a national championship in 1996. His first ISC World Tournament was 2004 in Fargo, North Dakota. Since 2012, he's been a Gremlins co-sponsor, and we couldn't be prouder of him to be recognized for all of his contributions to the game.
Congratulations, Dr. Bob!
Here comes John Melclory. He'll get the last of the warm-up pitches. Make sure it's clean in front of the dish, too. You don't want any sudden surprises on those 43.5 footers. Ward Goss, Craig Crawford, Joel Belanger.
Number 5, Ward.
7, 8, 9 in the order for the Relics. I think they're hiding Ward Goss down here in the 7 spot, Joe, don't you?
Yes. I don't know how he got down there. Craig Snyder's pitched 21 in the 3rd innings. Played in 5 games, started 2 of them. 3 wins under his belt, no losses. 32 strikeouts and 4 walks.
Those are some good numbers. He'll be in contention for top pitcher, I'm sure.
David Beats is the 2nd pitcher for this team. 10 2/3 of.
Well, and David seems to be, in the championship game every year for about the last 3-4 years. Ward Goss, a hard chopper out to Randy Potskin. It's not Randy Potskin anymore at second, is it?
Catcher, Craig Crawford.
Is it number 11? Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Take it back.
Yep.
Craig Crawford, I don't think spent too many days in the 8 spot in his ISC days. Still fiery up there, Craig Crawford. It's outside. 2 balls and 1 to Craig. As we said, inducted a couple of years back into the Waterloo Sports Hall of Fame. A terrific career. Spent mostly with the Twins organization in Waterloo and Kitchener. Member of Team Canada in the 90s and early 2000s. Spent a couple of years with the Hill United Chiefs at the end of his career. Got the game-winning hit in the 2014 ISC World Tournament. Was on the cover of the guide the next year. Foul back out of play. One of the good guys in the game too, Joe, and I know you and I talk about this a lot. A game full of good people. There are some that stand out, and Craig has always had time to stop and talk and ask about what's going on in our area of the game. Chase is there.
I ditto your comments.
Good pitch there from Craig Snyder. Joel Belanger up at the plate. Joel has been with this Sudbury organization in one way or the other, Joe, for probably 30 years or more. This group of guys has played together. The core of this team has played together in tournaments all over Canada, and then here into the Legends division. They've been here to Circle Tap. They've been down to Moline and Quad Cities.
All for the love of the game.
That one sails to the fence.
Joel's having a pretty good tournament, 5 for 11, 2 RBIs.
Sudbury knocked off all season's Patriots to get to the championship game. That was who they played in the championship last year in Moline. CR Brewers beat the Coburg Force Legends team. Even in the Legends division, Joe.
Yeah. The umpire's still not a favorite. It's a thankless job. Full count to Belanger.
Reaches out, fouls not off. And a good grab back there by John Melchiori on that foul tip by Joel Belanger. Through 3 complete, we're scoreless. The ISC Legends Championship game. CR Brewers, Sudbury Relics. Brewers coming back to the plate.
Inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Randy Potskin, Rich Haldane Greg Morgan, 345 for the CR Brewers out of Vancouver, Washington. Not Vancouver, BC, Vancouver, Washington. Who knew that there was a Vancouver in Washington, Joe?
I didn't. I confess.
I found that out a couple of years ago when they sent in their roster for the first time. I said Vancouver, and I started to type in BC, and then I realized, no, this is a U.S. team. I know Roger Jones. Roger helps sponsor the team, or does sponsor the team. Roger had teams in ISC 2 several years back, Joe, you might remember.
Mm-hmm.
First baseman Rich Haldane.
Rich Haldane still does a little bit of pitching, but mostly a hitter these days, and he does some pitching instruction. He's been working with Nick Need, the young 18-year-old for the Rio Grande Senators, who's from Terrace, British Columbia, who we saw here early in the tournament, and did a fine job, and I think that's a good young prospect and somebody that the U18 team needs to be looking at for Team Canada. Rich laces this one out to left field. Terry Chalice, Hall of Famer Terry Chalice, Toronto Gators, went into the Hall of Fame. 2014 or 2018? 2014, I think.
Yes.
Was in Kitchener, I know that much. Or elected in Kitchener, at least, and maybe he went in. He went in 2015 in South Bend. He was elected in 2014 in Kitchener.
Center fielder Greg Morgan.
Greg Morgan at the dish.
Morgan grounded out to the shortstop back in the second inning.
Oh, that was a great play by Randy Bell, too, to get Mr. Morgan. Big cut. Wow, that's a big cut.
Yeah. Didn't get cheated up there.
Ward Goss worked the first 2 innings for the Sudbury Relics. Trevor McCabe on in relief. This is his second inning of work. Looked like he took something off of that one.
Ward and Trevor pretty well split. Majority of the pitching. Ward had 12 innings of work, and Trevor had 13 innings of work coming into this game.
So if they're 5-0, what that tells me is they only played 25 innings, or they've got...
No, they got 2 other pitchers that just played a couple of...
Oh, I see Mike Sador on the roster here. Yeah.
Seeds play. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Hard hit ball through the 5.5 hole in between short and third. I think that's a pinch runner for
Well, I think he's
Rich Haldane.
the designated runner, isn't he?
I thought the designated runner was number 2.
Oh, okay.
That's a 2-digit number out there. That's number
28? 20
Is
something.
it 20 or 28? That's a chopper on the infield. Not going to be able to do much with that. Boy, a barehanded play by Glenn Ormsby, who just snapped it down to first with his wrist. Not in time.
What was the call at first base?
I think it was safe at first. Oh, now we're going to chat because I thought he might have had him on the tag before the throw because he reached out and tagged him. He ran right into the tag. Third base umpire is just going to confirm the call. So, no, he is safe out there. We got the bases loaded. Larry Machado managed to beat that one out. Adam Gonzalez, an opportunity to get the CR Brewers, and now we're going to get time called and have a conference. What a great snap throw. No, he's off the bag. That's why he's safe.
Off the bag, yeah. I think they were asking if he got tagged before the bag, hoping that Steve Corvo could see that.
Yeah. Gonzalez running through the box, and he's a mile out of the box in front of the plate, Joe. I don't know that anybody is watching that closely to call that one. Still trying to figure out who's over there running. Maybe they forgot to put a number down for Rod Good, who is the designated runner.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a 2 in his number, but I'm sure that was a double-digit number on his jersey. Anyway, we'll sort it out.
The other team's not protesting, so I'm happy with it.
That's bunted foul out of play. It's number 20.
I just wondered.
Oh, it's Dan Harbison. That's who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Dan Harbison. It is the designated runner. You're right. On the infield, off the glove of Ormsby, it deflects out to short left. We got a couple of runs that are going to come around. Throw comes into the plate, and the Brewers are up 2-0. Good effort here by Ormsby, but it goes for naught as he actually deflects it past the shortstop, Randy Bell. So give a couple of RBIs there to Adam Gonzalez, and Sean Vandeval to the plate, the designated player.
Half a swing.
Well, just trying to reach out and touch someone with that little half swing, as you called it, and ends up fouling it into the crowd off the top of the fence.
Yep.
Pueblo Bandit member for many, many years.
He pitched, didn't he?
I don't think so.
No? I'm thinking of another Vanderbilt. Maybe there was a Vanderbilt that pitched in Michigan.
Two hopper out to the second baseman, Pat McIntosh. Backhand toss. Runners move up to second and third on the play.
Third baseman, Eddie Arnall.
Eddie Arnall to the dish.
He made a great play on Eddie Arnall. That ball that went to Kelly Winstrom and flipped it over to the second baseman for the first out of the third inning.
Yeah, that was the barehanded play, right?
Yep.
All the way around. That's foul. Top of the fourth inning, and the Brewers strike first. 2 in, 2 aboard, but 2 out. Line shot right back up the middle. That should score 2 more. Machado comes around and hobbling a little bit. Oh boy, Gonzalez scores. That's never a good sign, Joe.
No.
Pulled up a little bit on that right leg. We'll keep an eye on Adam Gonzalez. But 2 RBIs for Eddie Arnall. We're back up to the top of the shop. Brian Kanishig. It's his third at bat already, Joe, in the 4th inning.
Getting some work in.
Good change up there from Trevor McCabe. Just misses downstairs. As we saw from back in the first inning, in between the warm-ups, you don't want to run on Craig Crawford.
No.
He looks like he could still catch in the ISC.
Yep. Good shot, but good wheels by Arnell.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. Don't listen to me then.
He challenged you.
Yes, well, he challenged Craig, too. Just on the other side of the bag. Uh-oh, Craig's got the mask off.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign for Mr. Corriveau.
Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. John Melchiori now at the plate, the catcher. His 3rd plate appearance. Flew out to center field in the 1st inning and grounded out to 3rd baseman in the 3rd inning. Back up here again in the 4th.
Line shot. Kelly Wenstrom, old school, sticks out a bare hand, deflects it to Pat McIntosh, who flips it back to Kelly Wenstrom.
3-4-3 if you're scoring at home.
Bare hand, old school.
Catcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Mark Potier will lead off for the Sudbury Relics here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mark's 0 for 1 so far. Got caught swinging at a 3rd strike back in the 1st inning. Time for the Sudbury Relics to get their bats going. They're still looking for their first hit.
Mark Pothier, Frenchie, as he's known.
Craig Snyder doing a good job at the mound. Nick. Nice ball right up the middle. Nice play over to first baseman for the first out of the inning. Some great defense showing today.
Shortstop, Randy Bell.
Randy Bell now at the plate. Randy grounded out to third baseman. Glenn Orsley made a great play. Sorry. Eddie Arnell made a great play.
I wanted to catch up with Nick Fisher to make sure we can get our photos.
Yes, thank you. That breeze is back up again.
Mm-hmm.
Those trees are moving pretty good out right field.
The flag seems stuck on the flagpole, though. It's trying to get free. You can just see it in the distance in the center of that home plate shot.
Maybe we'll send somebody up there on waiver.
Well, you and I aren't climbing up there. To go
No. Past those days.
Melchiori and Snyder are going to go have a meeting, and Steve Corvo is right behind them to bring John Melchiori back to the dish.
Snyder, the 50-50 boys are going on. Devin and Ted.
There's 4-0 lead for the Columbia River Brewers. That's the CR. That comes courtesy of that 4-run uprising. That was in the fourth. We're now in the bottom half. And Sudbury looking to answer with the meat of their order coming up. That was Randy Bell with the walk.
First base runner for Sudbury Relics.
Left fielder, Terry Chalice.
Terry Chalice, 10 for 18 so far. 10 for 19 with a plate appearance back in the first.
And Terry's mid-50s now. I mean, he's not the newest guy in the division, but still runs out the ground balls and avoids the double play. On the ground, good pick by the shortstop, Larry Machado, over to Randy Potskin. Terry Chalice beats that out. Glenn Ormsby to the plate.
Glenn has to be in contention for the batting title as well. He's 10 for 17 right now.
Yeah, well, we heard Keith Erkenbraxy. He was watching the top 3 or 4 guys in the Sudbury lineup for that top batter award. It was going to come down to what everybody did in this game. Little fly ball in the infield. Randy Potskin will make the basket catch at second base. Middle infield's been busy for the CR Brewers. They'll take that 4-0 lead. We'll go to the 5th. CR Brewers in front.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with two of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Joe, Randy Potskin, Rich Haldane, and Greg Morgan. They're the 3-4-5 batters. Get the words out, Blair. For the CR Brewers. Potskin's getting a busy guy, Joe. A couple of defensive plays.
3 or 4 assists so far.
Looking to get on track on the offensive side. Thinks about a bunt. This one's lifted up to right. Joel Belanger can't quite make the grab, and that's a tough play out there, Joe. Just into foul territory. Steve Corvo and first base umpire Gary Johnston on the prowl just to make sure that that was a foul ball.
Great hustle, though.
Yeah, he went a long way to try and get that. Called strike 3. Down goes Randy Potskin. Big Rich Haldane to the plate.
Bridge 1 for 2 so far in the game. Had a single back in the 4th inning and scored. Like to do a shout out today to Ryan Swift from Whitby, Ontario, who is having his 50th birthday. I'm hoping we see you on the Legends.
You could have been here this year. It's the year you turn 50.
Oh, okay.
Now that the word is out, people are going to be after you.
Yes.
Little bleeder on the ground. Rich Haldane will let Glenn Ormsby make the toss across for the second out of the inning. Joe just had a quick chat with Ward Goss. He's a pulled bicep. That's why he came out. Can't throw anymore.
Best to take care of yourself.
Greg Morgan, third plate appearance. 1 for 2.
Yes. You would be 8 for 20. 400 batting average.
Nothing wrong with hitting 400, Joe.
No.
Ward said the arm doesn't bother him when he's hitting, but he said he is done pitching for the day. So it's going to be up to Trevor McCabe and maybe Mike Sidor to do this for the Relics. That one is laced out to left. That's a fair ball. That's going to get down to the corner. And coming around second and wisely Throwing out the anchor is Greg Morgan aboard with a long double.
Shortstop, Larry Machado.
Larry Machado been on base twice, hit by pitch back in the second inning, and had a single in the fourth and scored. Machado trying to keep this 2-out rally going.
Upstairs. In with a strike. Brewers trying to score in back-to-back innings, Joe.
Well, they'd love to add some more insurance runs there.
Kelly Wenstrom.
Sure, your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Kelly Wenstrom, Pat McIntosh, and Ward Goss. 5, 6, 7 in the order for the Sudbury Relics. And Joe, this team from Northern Ontario needs to get a move on here if they're going to defend their ISC Legends Championship. They're trailing 4-0, and they've barely been able to move the ball against Craig Snyder.
Still looking for their first hit.
Walk and reached on a fielder's choice. That's been it. Yeah, well, there it is, right on cue.
Yep.
Kelly Wenstrom, the veteran in the Legends division, even gets a base hit, and waiting for the designated runner to appear. There he is, Rod Good. He's been waiting patiently in the dugout, Joe. Hasn't had any opportunity to go do his thing. Pat McIntosh, then Ward Goss. And this Legends team from Sudbury, the Relics, they can put up runs in a hurry. We've seen it in this Legends division over the years. I think back to their championship game last year. They put up 2 touchdowns. Converted touchdowns, too. Up the middle and out at first, too. Great play over there by Larry Machado. Ranges over to his left. Watch this, Joe, on the replay here. Yep. He's going to his left. Bobbles at 1, but stays with it. Steps on the bag and snap throw over to first.
Great play.
A double play for the Columbia River Brewers. They've got it all going on for the team in white right now. Downstairs toward Goss.
Pitchers love when they can turn that double play.
Joe, for those that follow the St. John's Fast Pitch League out in Newfoundland and Labrador, Ward Goss has his fingerprints all over the record books. Chased upstairs. They're going to ask. We got 2-1 count.
Two balls, 1 strike.
I guess not. There's a little flare out into center field. Ward Goss aboard with a hit.
Craig Crawford now at the plate, the catcher. Craig's second plate appearance had a strikeout back in the 3rd inning. Runner on first base, 2 down. Bottom of the 5th inning.
Popped up in the infield. Randy Potskin will settle under that for the final out. 5 complete. See our Brewers, a 4-0 lead over the Sudbury Relics. Let's go to the top of the 6th, Joe. We're moving along in the ISC Legends Championship game.
Does your game need work? Want to get better every game, every at-bat? You need Lumberjack Sports. Focusing on exceptional quality and providing players with reliable, long-lasting product, Lumberjack Sports brings you in-game equipment and off-field workout gear, designed and tested by top fastball player Nick Shales. Learn from the best. Play like the best. Check out lumberjacksports.ca to put your game over the top.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with 2 of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Adam Gonzalez is trying to bunt his way aboard, and that throw is going to sail down the line into right field. Boy, he took a big turn, Joe Todd. He just turned 60 feet into 82, and now has pulled up and is reaching down for that right hamstring in the back, and we saw him limping when he came around to score an inning and a half ago. He's flexing that out down the right side. Get a runner, my man.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it.
Yeah.
Get a runner.
There's a runner on your lineup card.
Yeah. Well, Adam Gonzalez not having any of it.
No.
Sean Vandeval, designated player. Hard shot, and Gonzalez is going to get tagged out, and Randy Bell fires this one away. Almost a great play. It was a great play to go get it.
Yeah.
It was almost an even greater play if he does get the double, but he's got to go get this ball. And then makes the tag and just off balance a bit when he made the throw. It looked like his feet were sliding out from under him there. Eddie Arnall to the plate. Upstairs.
Eddie Arnall, 1 for 2 so far. Had a single back in the 4th inning and drove in 2 runs. Also stole second base. Yeah, that wind has shifted again, Blair. That wind is blowing in, so.
Yeah, we'll give it an hour, Joe. It'll change direction again.
Yeah.
It's changed 2 or 3 times today. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Trevor McCabe.
3rd strikeout for Trevor.
Back to the top of the shop, Brian Kenishig. On the move, Sean Vanderval is sliding headfirst into second base on a foul ball out of the park, and I guess nobody told him to stay up.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Oh, he let off.
Well, ground ball down to Glenn Ormsby, over to Kelly Wenstrom. It's academic. Giving everybody a step off the bag, Joe.
Sure. Okay. That's my kind of game.
Joel Belanger, 9-batter for Sudbury Relics, and then back to the top of the shop, Mark Pothier, Randy Bell, Terry Chalice, if it gets that far. All the run scoring in one inning, Joe. See, our Brewers put up 4 in the 4th. Swing and a miss. Been a bit of a pitcher's duel, but Craig Snyder looks really good out here for the CR Brewers at this point. High fly ball off the bat of Joel Belanger. Larry Machado will range over and make the grab for the Brewers.
fielder, Mark Pothier.
Mark Pothier back up to the plate. Trying to bunt his way aboard. Rich Haldane looks like he's gone to the Nick Shales School of Defense, Joe. He's 13 feet off the line.
Done some advanced scouting.
Over to the shortstop, Machado from his knees and just fails to get Mark Pothier.
Great try, though. Great attempt. Great defense.
Shortstop, Randy Bell.
He got some zip on that throw from his knees, too. That is a great play over there by Larry Machado. Good run by Mark Pothier to leg that one out. Fouled off. Randy Bell at the plate. 2 batter for the Sudbury Relics lineup. Terry Chalice, Glenn Ormsby, 3 and 4 to follow. Past a diving Randy Potskin going coast to coast. Mark Pothier goes first to third.
Big rally here going in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, we've been waiting for this to come, Joe. We talked about the ability of this Sudbury team to put up runs, but Craig Snyder has done a masterful job with some great defense behind him up the middle. Machado and Potskin have been terrific out there. And that one gets up the middle. They break the goose egg as Terry Chalice, an RBI single, and 4-1 now the lead.
Terry is 11 for 20 now.
Some things never change. Terry Chalice hitting the ball up the middle, driving in runs. There's a reason he's in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Ormsby, opportunity here to draw his Sudbury team a little bit closer. That one misses downstairs.
Snyder did allow a couple hits in that bottom of the 5th inning. Now 3 consecutive singles here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, nobody warming up in the bullpen.
No, it's his game, I guess. Great play.
Good play over there by Eddie Arnall. Steps on the bag and forces the lead runner. You see it here on the replay. Eddie just smothers this ball. Kelly Wenstrom got the first base hit for Sudbury. Swings over the top of that. That's a good drop from Craig Snyder. On the infield, Machado will flip to Potskin. They'll go the easy way to get out of the inning. Sudbury score 1. They draw a little bit closer, but they also strand a couple of base runners.
Yes.
Moving along here in this Legends Championship game. John Melchiori to the plate for CR Brewers. 4th trip. A couple of ground balls and a fly out for John. But he's handled Craig Snyder extraordinarily well behind the dish, calling a real good game.
Yes. Been a great job back there. Game under control. Ball bounced out to the second baseman. Over to first for the first out of the inning.
Second baseman Randy Potskin.
Joe, I'm not sure if we're going to get to him, but I got a great Greg Morgan story from Kevin Camuller. Kevin writes in, was pitching against Greg in a game. Runner on first base. Greg Morgan hits a home run with a run on first called out for leadoffs. Greg back to the plate. Next pitch, bang, hits another home run. 2 home runs in the same at bat. Kevin, you might have wanted to throw him a different pitch.
Yeah, I think I...
Speaking of home runs, this one is well hit to left field, but that's going to fall foul. Joe, I have seen that. Kevin actually reminded me of it. I have seen that one other time, and Kevin was quasi-involved in this one, too. The Bar of Appleton, the Buzz, were playing the Scarborough Force. This would have been 2016 as Potskin swings and misses. Andy Skelton was at the plate. Hits a home run. Runner is called out for leadoffs. And it was Martin Gonzalez who was pitching here today with the Niagara Stompers. And a good changeup from Trevor McCabe, Randy Potskin down on strikes. But the next pitch, Andy Skelton hit it out of the park again. And I remember that because I was just getting into the Green Valley Sports Complex that year. Our flight was delayed by about 8 hours out of Toronto. And we had to drive in from Chicago, actually. We didn't even get the connecting flight over to Moline. And by the time we pulled into the park, of course, missed the Toronto Gators game that year, the first game of the tournament. And we just got in and watched Andy Skelton hit 2 home runs on successive pitches in the same at bat.
Good pitch there by Trevor McCabe. Trevor's had 4 strikeouts so far tonight. Just the 1 walk.
Rich Haldane chases after that outside pitch.
To ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with 2 of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Pat McIntosh, Ward Goss, Craig Crawford, 6, 7, 8 in the Sudbury Relics batting order.
Pretty good batters there.
That one misses downstairs. And Joe, I was watching Craig Snyder in his warm-up, and probably the 3 hardest pitches he's thrown today were his warm-up pitches here for the bottom of the 7th. He is ready to go, and this one is lifted up to left center, and giving way to the left fielder, Brian Kanashag, is Greg Morgan. Glad we got that Greg Morgan story in. Stay tuned at the end of this one, Joe Todd, as we're going to do the Legends Awards ceremony. About 5:25, 5:26 right now. Scheduled start time 7 p.m. for the ISC championship game. That one is coming up on the ISC network. Blair Setford, Joe Todd will bring that one to you after the Legends ceremony, and we'll take some time to prep the field. I'm sure there'll be some opening ceremonies for that championship game, and then after the championship game, we will have the closing ceremonies here at the ISC. We'll hand out the team awards and the individual awards.
Everybody always stay tuned to see who made the all-world team.
Big cut by Ward Goss. Trying to hit a 3-run home run with the bases empty, Joe.
Yes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Ward Goss. 2 down. Craig Crawford. In with a strike. Craig Snyder. An out away, Joe Todd, from his first Legends Championship. It would potentially be the second for the CR Brewers, and now a strike away from it. He is working quickly out there.
Snyder with 5 strikeouts to this point. 5 hitter, 1 run.
And just inside, and that goes off the knee of Steve Corvo. He's been a human target out there, Joe. That above the knee pad, I think, that the umpires wear. Tough spot. Little chopper on the infield. Snyder fittingly to first. And the CR Brewers are your 2023 ISC Legends champions.
CR Brewers 4. SUDBURY RELICS 1. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Columbia River Brewers 2021 and now 2023 ISC Legends champions. Stay tuned. We are going to have the closing ceremonies for the Legends, the awards ceremony. We'll bring that to you on the ISC network. And it's all good-natured, Joe. And this is the great thing. We talked about this off the top.
All good friends.
Yeah, the camaraderie in this division. Intense on the field, great friends off of it. You know, all of these guys will be getting together for a pop in the beer tent afterwards. Joe, I'm going to go help with the announcing for the awards ceremony. Here, see everybody at about 5 to 10 minutes before game time for the ISC Championship game.
Oh, what a great hand for these two teams in the ISC Legends Championship game. On behalf of the ISC, we'd like to congratulate and thank all of the teams that participated in the 2023 ISC Legends Tournament. We appreciate the time.
13th ISC Tournament success. Also, let's thank our host for this year's Legends Tournament, Darren Derrick and the Circle Tap family, for their hospitality and everything that they've done to make this tournament possible. At this time, can we please get a representative from the Sudbury Relics, the ISC Legends runner-up team, to please come forward and accept the trophy. Thanks, Sudbury, for your competition, and we congratulate you and your excellent team on this outstanding performance. Now for the individual awards, please come forward as your name is called. Mark Pothier. Randy Bell. Terry Chalice, ISC Hall of Famer. Glenn Ormsby. Kelly Wenstrom. Pat McIntosh. Ward Goss. Craig Crawford. Joel Belanger. Trevor McCabe. Rod Good. Mike Sidor. Robert Bernard. Todd Parsons. Mike Kane. Curtis Assance. Tracy Ilnitsky. And the coaching and staff for the Relics of Sudbury, your Legends finalists. Congratulations again to the Sudbury Relics. Now I'm happy to call on Keith Erkenbrack, the tournament director for the Legends Division, to present the championship trophy to the CR Brewers. Roger Jones to accept the trophy. Congratulations, Roger. This is their second Legends Division championship, 2021 champions as well. Please come forward as your name is called for your individual trophy, or plaque rather. Brian Kanishig. John Melchiori. Randy Potskin. Rich Haldane. Greg Morgan. Larry Machado. Adam Gonzalez. Sean Vandeval. Eddie Arnold. Pitcher Craig Snyder. Dan Harbison. David Beats.
You could go like that.
What is this? This one here.
That's the middle. You could do that.
Eddie Gasper.
Yuki, what is that?
Vigo. That's what Bert said. Yuki
Viga? Or Viva? We'll see what happens. You can go the other way.
Okay. Yugi Viga.
That's a big one for you. Oh, you swept that hand. That helps. Wow. That helps.
Albert Mendables.
Oh, you're gonna have a straight there. No. Yeah. You got two pairs.
And the coaches and staff for your Legends champions, CR Brewers.
You only got -1.
That's what I was leaning towards, but I didn't know.
I know.
I
think you go -1 the other way. 7 and 3 6s.
Yeah.
It's the same hand, yeah.
You were -1?
+3?
Yeah, I was supposed to do that one. Yeah. No, I shouldn't have been. No, that's wrong. You got second, no, but I got swept up top. -3, then I was +1, I turned it was -2.
One, +1, good.
And then I was only +1, so it should be -1 too, but then that doesn't check out with these guys.
I'm -7. -3. He's king 10, I swap. +3. Oh, -1?
Yeah. Oh, okay, so I'm -1, should be 5. You should be -5. That's not
We'll now introduce the 2023 ISC Legends All-Tournament team.
No, that works. Because we're -7 combined and you're +7. -5,
If you're here in attendance, please come out and get your award, have your picture taken. From the Coburg Force,
ISC Hall of
For the
Fame
latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas.
Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more.
The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now. SoftballPremierTV.com.
Also from the Coburg Force, Scott Evans.